COVID-19, a startling word. I'm sure many of you have heard about it, and if you haven't, then I envy you. A worldwide pandemic that spread quickly and ended up changing our society in a matter of weeks, from lockdowns to local and international mask mandates. I'm sure a great many of you watching this have felt the repercussions of this severe illness, be it lost income, missed family vacations, or the loss of a loved one. But with all the tribulations caused by this virus that has left 6.2 million families with an empty seat at their table, the end is in sight. Quarantines are over, and mask mandates are beginning to lift around the world. But just because we are beginning to transition back to normal life does not mean we need to throw everything that changed because of the pandemic. Hi, my name is Kyle, and I, along with several other people, are here to convince you that working from home should be something that is kept when the baby is thrown out with the bathwater. I will be giving some background on remote working. Cheyenne will be discussing some of the pros for employees as well as employers. Then we will have Megan discuss some of the cons of working from home. Finally, we will have Remington wrap things up by discussing some of the barriers and obstacles to implementation. To give a brief timeline, I will be sharing what remote work is, how it came about, and a real-life story or two about how it improved someone's life. First off, remote working is the practice of employees doing their job from a location other than a central office operated by the employer. This could mean you work from home, or a cafe, or even another employee's home. Before COVID-19, 3/4 of working Americans did not work remotely, and it did not work remotely at all, and only 2 to 6% did so as a primary way to work. During and after COVID-19, we see a dramatic shift in remote working opportunities, with up to 70% of Americans working remotely. This big shift came about because of the aforementioned pandemic, with many cities and states going into lockdowns, only allowing essential workers to continue to go to their place of work, with essential being places like Amazon, Walmart, Target, your local grocery store, the gas station down the street. Everyone else was essentially told, go home. But these other businesses that did not fall under the essential status still needed to perform duties to keep their businesses afloat, to keep them from closing their doors. Enter in remote working, something that could be done from home. This allowed many operations of business to continue, while still following governmental mandates. Employees no longer needed to have an office in order to go do their work. They could do it from home and still get paid the same. Not only was this more environmentally stable, but proved that the workspace would and could transition from the more traditional setting. And from this traditional setting, we move to what actually works. So I have 2 stories that I want to share. One is about myself and my personal experiences, and one about a close family member. After lockdowns, I was considered an essential employee. I worked in an Amazon warehouse in Southern California. I had to commute 60 miles to and from work. And let me tell you, the biggest difference that I saw come from this lockdown period was the smog layer. The difference in the smog layer was night and day. I could see across the valley for the first time since I can remember. The second story comes from my aunt. She used to work for a community college in California as a financial aid clerk. She would drive 60 miles to work and 60 miles from work for 5 days and sometimes 6 if they were getting behind. When COVID hit, her work finally let them do their work from home. Students were still taking their classes, and they still needed the financial aid. So they gave the financial aid team computers with access to a secure network, and they performed their duties from home, only needing to come into the office once every 2 or so weeks for a meeting. That's it. she was able to spend more time with her family, spend less time on travel, save money traveling 120 miles a day, which with today's gas prices can get kind of expensive. Her quality of life improved immensely with this one simple change from the traditional to the non-traditional. This one change allowed her to spend more time with her aging parents and with her family. Today, I have talked about remote work, what it is, and what some close personal stories of how these benefits one's work life and improves overall quality of life for those involved.